What's going on there, guys? We're back with another one. I kind of want to talk about this Draymond Karl Anthony Towns situation. Now, it's been overshadowed by Stephen A. Smith, LeBron's confrontation, and also Kendrick Perkins, Stephen A. going at Charles Barkley after his comments about them last night in a 3 minute rant. But I want to visit this, and one of the things, it's ironic because LeBron and some other players was talking about the irresponsibility of certain people in media. And Draymond, who is with Clutch Sports, with the volume though, with his own podcast, they ain't got nothing to do with Clutch, I don't believe. But um, he has his own podcast, and he says that Karl Anthony Towns, when Golden State was in New York the other day, said KAT was ducking Jimmy Butler. Now, memory serves me correct, and it does. Karl Anthony Towns had 44 on Miami earlier this year when Jimmy Butler was on the court, and it was a win in Miami. One of KAT's best games of the entire year was versus the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler at the time. And so KAT has played Jimmy so many other times that what happened in Minnesota isn't really a factor anymore. But what makes it worse is KAT had lost someone close to him, and it's actually Jordyn Woods' aunt. She passed away of breast cancer, I believe. And this is what Draymond said prior to knowing what happened. Because what's going to make this worse is when a reporter brings it to Draymond's attention what happened, and he's kind of gonna stand on what he said somewhat. Let's peep.
For us, and obviously they ain't had a cat. Some would say he didn't play because Jimmy was in the building. I don't know.
Oh, it's
but
like that.
you know, I'll tell you what. Though I saw Cat Pops yesterday at the game, and it's always love. I got mad love for the OG. His pops is an incredible man. But yeah, they said Cat ain't play because Jimmy came into town, and him and Jimmy had the infamous practice in Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
And so
What?
maybe that's the thing. I don't know.
That's a conspiracy theory says he was hurt.
I don't know what was hurt.
Uh-oh.
I didn't look that deep into it to figure out like what his injury was or nothing like that, bro.
Shit like that be shit like that be happening, bro. That's the history of the league. Yeah. Shit like that be happening. Like,
absolutely.
Okay, I'm cool.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Well, now, if we're going to have this standard in media, we definitely can't say things about fellow players like that if they simply aren't true. And if we misspeak, right, we have to be willing to apologize when we put something insane, baseless out there, right? Well, that's not exactly what Draymond Green did. A reporter told him what actually went down and why KAT was out, and this was his response.
Did you see any reaction today to your comments about KAT?
No.
And are you aware of what the circumstances were of his
No.
absence?
No. What's the circumstance?
Apparently, he said he was at a funeral for a family friend.
Oh man, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. But my comments that I made was what I heard was this. And that's what I heard. So I do, send my well wishes to him and his family. None of us, it's inevitable. We all experience death in one way or another, and we'll all experience it in the same way one day. So it's unfortunate. You never wish that on anybody, but the Draymond Green show with Baron Davis must go on. So I definitely, wish them well and wish their family well and grieving, because we all go through that, and it's never easy for anyone. But the Draymond Green show with Baron Davis will go on.
The NBA is too soft for me because Draymond parades and talks like this because he knows these guys aren't going to do anything. I remember And when he choked out Rudy Gobert, Cat was standing there. Instead of mushing him in his face or snatching him by his jersey and yanking him down, he allowed that to happen. And I think Draymond has gotten away with so much. He's like, who's going to do anything to me? Obviously, he's going to steer clear of the James Johnsons of the world and those type of people. But uh, and Isaiah Stewart, got kind of physical with him, and he didn't have that same energy when they were face to face because Isaiah Stewart is a crash dummy, so he didn't have that energy with him. But sticking with this topic, why not just say you sorry? Why say we all gonna experience death? That's not the time to say that. And you kind of just doing that to hold your position, right? That was disingenuous, and that's one of those things where you ever had an issue with somebody and they didn't completely like want to apologize, so they make excuses or try to paint an overall narrative that has nothing to do with what's going on in that moment. In that moment, Draymond misspoke, said the wrong thing, even though he heard it. He could say he could have left it. That's what I heard, but now that I'm hearing this, then that was completely wrong. That was completely wrong. And so I take accountability. And in journalism, I'll do better going forward because we're calling Stephen A. Smith and those other guys to a higher standard, right? And if we're going to do that, not saying if it's right or wrong, if we're calling people to a higher standard, the players that's in media are going to have to do the same thing. And I would even argue that players in media, you could say something that could lead to, uh, if you got like a dirty player or something. I ain't talking about this situation, but if you say the wrong thing, you could get out there on the court. Somebody could elbow you in the face. They could undercut you out the air if they really feel some type of way about it. Um, and so that's kind of how I'm looking at this. What y'all do in media can lead to issues on the basketball court. And I would look at that if I'm Adam Silver, to be honest with you. Like, you can misspeak about somebody and it could really um, trickle into physical confrontation within the competition, But obviously, Cat ain't going to do anything about it. But man, this man's grieving his girlfriend or fiance uh, aunt. And that's all you got to say. We all gonna experience death sometime. My show gonna go on. That's your overall sentiment when you find out that you misspoke. I really need somebody to really give Draymond Green a reality check. He's not an all-time goal. He's not Anthony Mason. He's not Rick Mahorn. He's not that low. He's not even as big as those players, right? Um, if Jordan Poole would have been a different type of person, that would have went totally different. Even on that team, I would pick Andre Iguodala in a situation over uh Draymond Green. Like they squared up, I'm going with Iguodala. So he's not like this all time big monster of a guy. That people trying to make him out to be. That's just because this era's so soft. I hear the young kids painting Draymond as this goon, but man, no, nah, he not even like that. Uh, but these players need to make him like if I'm Cat, I'm checking him next time we on the court. I'm shooting you an elbow to the stomach or something. Something's got to happen. Now that's not in Cat. We know that won't happen, but man, that couldn't be me if I was in that position. And it couldn't be a lot of other people in this chat too. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.